Alright guys, this is Precalculus 711, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a physical activity. So, ideally you would do this in class with me, but since we're not together, we're going to be doing it, I will be kind of demonstrating it. You can follow along if you would like. What you're going to need is a long strip of like paper. I have like receipt paper, something very long and narrow, but also relatively cheap, and a protractor. So I'm going to kind of not follow along step by step because it kind of guides you through it and I kind of know what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and hop over to my document camera. So I have a long piece of ticker tape, or not ticker tape, of receipt paper here. I'm going to scoot it over, sorry, it's quite long, so that I start over here on this edge. I'm going to put a pretty harsh angle drawn on it. So I'm going to draw this angle right here, a little harsher even. So there's going to be my initial angle. Okay. And I'm going to call this angle 1 or A1. Right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top portion, I'm going to fold it down so that my paper actually goes across and follows that line right there. I'm going to make that crease like so. I'm going to go ahead and unfold it. I'm going to kind of draw a dashed line there just so it's easier for you to see on the camera. So I creased it and it gave me that line right there. Okay. And now, so I just folded from top down. Now I'm going to fold from bottom up and do the same thing. I'm going to follow along that little crease that I just made. Crease that down, unfold it, and now I'm going to once again kind of fill in that line so that you can see where that crease was. Okay. Now I'm going to keep on doing this. So I just went bottom up, so now I'm going to go top down. Crease it. Draw that in. And so forth. So rather than you just sitting here and watching me fold paper, I'm going to go ahead and pause here. I'm going to keep on doing this for a while, and then I will come back. If you are doing this on your own at home, great. Go ahead and just fill out as far as your paper goes, and then come back to this video here. All right, so here we are, all nice and finished. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my protractor and I'm going to measure the angle. So here I have angle A. And my angle, I'm going to have to kind of estimate it here just to make it nice pretty. I'm going to say that's, here that is 40 degrees. So I just kind of round it to like 40. It wasn't perfect, but I'm just kind of estimating here. So now I'm also going to measure the angle here. So I'm going to call this one A2. Then I'll have A3, A4, A5, and so forth going over there. So always from this top edge. So now this angle here looks like I'm at 70 degrees. Okay. And then if I go over here, I would say that this is right in between 60 and 50, so that's probably about 55. And I go over to this side, and that looks like it's maybe 62. And if I go over here, maybe 59. And then over here, that's right at 60. And then here, which you can't see anymore, we're at 60 again. And what you're going to find is now that I've gotten there, I'm going to be at 60 for literally every angle from that point on. Okay. Now, again, I'm kind of rounding a bit, but I'm getting closer and closer to the 60 and to the point where I'm basically just at 60 from that point on. So all of my triangles from this point forward are all now equilateral triangles all being 60, 60, 60 for all of those angles. So this is kind of a like, little cool trick with like folding paper. That it doesn't matter what angle I start at here. If I keep following this pattern, I went 40, 70, 55, 62, 59, then 60, 60, 60. I will always go towards that 60. It doesn't matter how crazy I make my triangles. If I keep on doing it, I'll eventually get to where I have equilateral triangles there. So that's all cool. But what we actually want to be kind of doing here is let's plot these on a graph. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a Desmos tab. Open up my tab there. Sorry, 1 second. And it should open here in a second. Opening, opening, opening. Sorry, I probably should have paused this, but it's too late now. I feel committed. It's almost there. There it goes. Hey, all right, so we have it. All right, so I'm going to put in those points. So I'm going to go ahead and add myself a table here. And I'm going to have we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so those are the points that I have. So my first angle was 40, and then 70, and then 55, and then 62, and then 59, and I had 60s all the way down. So if we look at that graph, here we are, here we go, right? So I'm seeing that I'm kind of going down, up, and then I kind of approach, and I kind of then follow the 60. And if I kept on going, I would have the 60s forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, right? So that's effectively what I'm seeing. So we're approaching that actual value. So if I were to like say, hey, here's 1 through 12, what would my 1,000th term be? Well, you probably say it's 60. Now, is it exactly 60? Probably not. It's probably just like super, super close to 60, right? What you notice is that all of my even numbers were above, and all my odds were a little bit below it. So it'd probably be like 60.0001 or something very, very close, but not quite on that point yet. So that's effectively the thing that I wanted us to kind of see today. So I'm going to hop back over here. And there we go. We'll keep going here. So made the table, we saw the pattern here. So that's effectively what I wanted us to get to. This is getting us ready for the idea of what's called a limit. It's a thing which we are approaching, but we're never going to quite get to perfectly. And here we were getting to it from both sides, going above it, below it, and kind of slowly getting closer and closer as we went to it. So very conceptual today. I just wanted you to kind of see that. Again, I'm sorry that you couldn't do it in person, but hopefully that kind of helped you out. So homework-wise, here we go, doing 6 through 13. So go ahead and give those a go, and I will talk to you guys next time.